Alright, y'all. Welcome to our lovely room. I'm Justin Brock, and
Steph.
this is gonna be our first podcast together. Join us while we go through and sort all these Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I am a little sick, but we've been meaning to do this for a while, so what's not a better time than now?
Got the super soft and sultry voice.
Yeah.
You're sick.
So right now we're just sorting alphabetical order to put into these boxes. We will be getting married here soon. So just to get the start off with the first podcast, show you how we met and everything. We're both been together for almost a little over 5.5 years. There we go, there's the cough. We met at this place that she works at right here, Hangar 18. Rock climbing 5.5 years ago. What was the exact date?
February 12th. It was a Tuesday.
At what time?
It was like 7 p.m. I looked it up like not too long ago. It was just out of curiosity.
Out of curiosity, yeah. Do you remember how many check-ins were on that day?
There weren't that many.
No?
I don't think so. Because I remember it being pretty empty in the gym.
Yeah.
When we were climbing.
Yeah, it was. So, before we start sorting everything, we'll just give you a little bit of background on us. So, we met rock climbing. I was with my friend. It was her. She was all alone. Pretty much, we were climbing. My friend had a phone call, so he went on the phone call and just walked away. And then I saw her climbing, so I was like, hey, we both sat next to each other, and I was just like, hey, how long you been climbing? Just typical climber questions that you ask everybody, how long you been climbing, what's your name and everything. And then we just started climbing, and then we did a few climbs together, and I was like, oh, let's do this one. And I was like, this girl's kind of cute. I like her eyes and everything. And at first, I really thought she was Egyptian or something. And I was just like, we hung out for a little bit, and then at the end, my friend kind of stayed back because he saw how good we were hitting. And after that, I just asked her if I can get her number, if we can climb a different time, and she's like, no. I was like, all right, well, maybe at the time I had Instagram, I was like, okay, maybe Instagram. She's like, yeah, that's fine. So, and then she could tell you the rest.
Well, my side.
Oh, her side.
My side. He was showing off a little bit. I remember he was doing a red dino, a little mini cave, a little overhang part, and I was like, this guy's kind of strong. He's also kind of cute. And then I think you sat next to me. I was watching you climb, and then you sat next to me.
Yeah.
I don't remember who started talking first.
I'm pretty sure I just asked you your name and everything, said the typical climber questions,
yeah.
How long you been climbing, how often do you climb, do you always come to this gym?
And I wasn't supposed to climb that day, because that wasn't a day I normally went.
Yeah.
I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go. It's just been a long day.
It was destined. It was really destined.
It really was.
It was really destined that day.
Because then your friend was like, what did he say after?
Oh, he was like, oh, so when's the wedding?
Yeah.
I'm going to your wedding.
Now I'm making a speech at your wedding. You just met your future wife right there.
There it is. Yeah, so after that, I messaged her on Valentine's Day, which was a couple days later, to go climbing. We climbed, and we did more talking than climbing. Now we're here.
And I remember I was gonna message you on Valentine's Day. I was like, oh no, it's Valentine's Day. That might be a little weird. And then you messaged me, like, okay.
So that's how it happened. Yeah. And now we're here, enjoying Yu-Gi-Oh cards because I am a nerd, and I used to be really big into Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and we got back into it as collectors. Here and there we'll play against each other and everything, and then once in a blue moon I'll go play at a tournament. Sometimes she will too, but
I get burnt out real fast.
Yeah.
I play 3 games, I'm like, okay.
It's like chess.
I can't.
Chess players, they lose 10-15 pounds of water weight.
Do they really?
In a whole tournament.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Your mind is working so
hard. Oh yeah, I feel lost too. So we're kind of similar in a way. We like a lot of the same things, but we're also different in many different ways. She's very OCD.
Very.
And I am not. I'm very have a certain chaotic way of doing things.
Yeah, we have very different ways.
I always go against the grain. I don't like traditional things. I like to do things differently all the time. She's very opposite.
Yeah, very.
So,
I think it's kind of by the book and just like.
and we always compete against each other. So right now we're competing on who can start these faster.
So my method is I have my little stack right here. I'm just going one by one. You got S, it's gonna go right here. You know, you got P, it's gonna go right here. So that's my method. You know, very just like boom, 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 boom. So by the end of it, I'm only have to go do this pile once, all the way through.
And this is my pile. And my pile is gonna go. I sort through the cards really fast. I choose 2 letters. So I did A and B. So I'm gonna do C and D. So I search through for all the ones that say C and D. And it could take some time. But so C, 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 D. I will make that look better. But D. That's how I'm gonna be doing it. And then we'll see who gets to the end faster.
And your pot is a little bit bigger than mine.
It is.
So.
I still think I'll finish before you.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see.
So
see
yeah.
if there's a method to the madness.
Let's see the method to the madness. So maybe we could go off and tell each other what we do to the audience while we do this. To see if we can multitask at the same time.
I know I can multitask. I don't know if you can. You really
struggle
can.
at multitasking. I like to think I can.
Yeah, I really can't. Because I remember when we first started dating, that was one thing. I would try to talk to you. You're like, wait, hold on. What did you say? Because you were doing something else. That's one thing. It's like you just gotta learn. You know. All right. I'm just gonna wait till he's done with whatever he's doing, and then we'll have the best conversation ever. The greatest conversation.
The greatest.
The most amazing conversation.
Yes. You gotta talk about John Trump. I'm the greatest sorter. The sorter of greats. The best sorter of all in one end.
Your sorting, terrible. The worst. Absolutely the worst. Unbelievable. Mine, amazing. Beautiful. Spectacular.
We have spectacular people that sort really well. No, yeah. But I've always wanted to start this podcast for a while. And we're just gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna try to keep it within 30 minutes to an hour. We'll see how far we get within that time. I am doing it at my parents' house as of right now. So there might be people walking in and out of this room.
little guests every now and then.
Yeah, we'll have some guests here and there, but I do have some other ideas for this podcast.
Oh, there's a blender.
There's a blender. It's great, of course. No, they gotta do it directly while we're doing this.
It was dead silent.
Quiet for a very long time. So maybe you could just go over what you do. And I'll go over what I do.
So I work at Hangar 18, the place we met. I wasn't working there when we met. I started working at Hangar 3 years ago? Yeah, 3 years ago. And so
Time flies.
It really does. I mean, we've been together almost 6 years. So I started 3 years ago. I was just working the front desk. I first applied to the Upland location. Didn't get it. And then, I would say like a couple weeks later, they hit me back up and they said, hey, I know it didn't work out at the Upland location, but we actually have an opening at the Rancho location. Would you want to work there? And I was like, it's like the same distance from my house, and it's where we met. Like, why not? So, worked front desk for like a little under 2 years, and then from there, like, I just loved it. I was doing other stuff here and there, but that was like always like the consistent thing. And then I got invited to be the administrator for all the hangars. So there's 11 total in SoCal. They're kind of all spread out.
Which, let me chime in there. We're the first ones to climb at every single gym out in one day. So go ahead and check out that video.
Yep.
Because we're awesome like that.
All 11, one day. That was a lot of fun. And we still get a lot of people like, they'll come and be like, hey, you guys did that video, right? And we guys all went to 11 gyms. Like, that's so cool. You gotta get 2 reactions. It's either that's amazing,
or
that's super cool.
Why'd you do that?
Or why the heck would you do that, like, of your own, on your own? But no, it was a lot of fun. Definitely recommend if you have the time. So yeah, I'm administrator for all the hangars, and I just do a little bit of everything. So like hires, terminations, HR stuff, just a bunch of things. I'm your girl. And then on top of that, I became the site manager for the Rancho location. So definitely have Rancho has a special place in my heart. So yeah, that's what I do. Want to tell them what you do?
Yeah. So I am a teacher, a hard worker in this American country. I teach middle school, 7th and 8th grade intervention kids.
The hardest worker.
So yes, the hardest worker, the best teacher in all the lands. I get a lot of praise. Actually, it's funny because Tuesday, a couple days ago, I was doing observations at other teachers just because I wanted to see what other teachers at the school are like, and I've only been teaching for 2 years, so I just wanted to get like a good idea of what it might be like to teach, like and see other perspectives and everything. And as we're walking across the campus and everything during passing periods, so many kids are like, "Hi, Mr. Brock. Hi, Mr. Brock. Hi, Mr. Brock."
The kids love him.
And I was just like, and then it's like, the person that was telling us to do those things were like, "Man, you got a good little posse going." And I was like, you know what? I guess I do, huh? So I guess I'm well loved at my school. So yeah, this is my 2nd year teaching there. I'm also a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, where I coach at this place called Gears Fighting System. Check out their YouTube channel and their gym.
And their podcast too.
And they have a podcast as well. They inspired me. I've been wanting to do one for years, but never got around to doing it. And I thought this would be a good time since we're sorting and have something to do.
And at least one of us can multitask.
Yeah. As you can see, as I'm talking, okay, I'm not even looking. But yeah, so I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt under Aguirre's fighting system. Franklin Aguirre, amazing coach, best coach out there. So yeah, those are my 2 jobs, and then I have a couple side hustles where I'll just do a few things here and there. I'm just always looking for ways to just make more money and everything, and I do things on YouTube where I'll show us what we did over the weekend, or like vlog our camping trips and stuff like that. So I'm always busy, always doing something. Definitely an extrovert. So
that's definitely something that's both of us. We're definitely both very extroverted and love to do all the things.
I think you're gonna destroy me.
Like I said, at least one of us can multitask.
I think your method might be a little faster.
See, I can see your method being pretty fast, but I only have to go through my pile once, is the thing. Going through it over and over would just...
But the thing is, this is why I know a lot of the cards, is because I'll see the card multiple times. I'm like, oh, that's a fun looking card. That card looks cool. I could maybe add that to my deck. So what's after EF?
You can look at my side. I have them all ordered.
Yes. So like this card I thought would be good for like my Labyrinth deck. But like I don't know, it's like a weird tech card.
That's another thing. You have really like it's almost photographic memory.
I feel like I do have photographic memory. Let me get some water.
There have been times when he's like, I know I have this card. I know we have it somewhere. We pulled it, and it's like I've never seen that card in my life. He's like, I think I put it in this one. He'll open the box and there it is. I'm like, how did you remember that?
Yeah,
it's from a set that we got like a year ago.
Right.
So, I did forget to mention my one of my side hustles is I work at Fontana High School, helping out with the drumline.
Oh yeah. First of all, this girl is crazy. Alright. Graduated high school with a 4.7 GPA in the marching band. Went to UCLA. Graduated there with a degree in astrophysics. This girl is crazy. Like the smartest woman ever. Like I just love her passion for like astronomy and everything. Because like I don't know, I never thought of stars like that. I always ask her questions like so 1 year after dating, sorry to cut you off, but
No.
1 year after dating, COVID happened and we did not see each other for what?
Months.
3-4 months.
Yeah. That was hard.
We would have like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hour conversations on the phone, on Zoom.
Google Meets.
It was Google Meets, yeah, Google Meets. And I would just sit there and just pick her brain and ask all these astrology questions and everything.
And that's something I love about you. Like just like your
my willingness to learn.
Exactly. Willingness to learn and just not afraid to ask questions. Like I feel like a lot of times people want to feel smart and they're like, oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know. So it's like, why limit yourself to your little bubble? Like, open up and like let people talk, let people share what they know too.
And I'm complete opposite from when I was in high school. In high school, I was like a shy little baby. I didn't talk to no one, very introverted. But now I realize that's not the way. I'm very I love to learn. That's why one of the reasons I became a teacher is just like I just love to teach and just learn things and find different ways of just bettering your lives and everything. And she knows all my different interests and
There's a lot
yeah.
of different interests, and just like the way that you're able to like just kind of bounce from one thing to the other is amazing too.
An H.
My pal's looking a little thin here.
You know what?
You need a little help there?
I do. and I was being cocky in the beginning, but we all know who reigns supreme in the organizing section. Over the years, I've always made fun of this woman. I've noticed a certain little trait she has, almost where it's OCD like.
You're just gonna out me?
I'm gonna out you.
Gonna out me like that?
And over the years of working with children and finding out about what was I gonna say? Finding about all the different traits people can have. I kind of would say that she has a little bit of ADHD. And when she gets to working on something,
it's that hyper focus.
It goes pretty fast. There you go. She's done. So she destroyed me.
That hyper focus.
Although she did get a head start.
Though. I did get a head start. And like I said, your pile was a little bit bigger.
So I guess in the meantime, here's all the traps. Put them in there if you need.
So what we've been doing is like all the A's go in a little sleeve. All the B's go in their own little sleeve. So that way, if we're looking for a specific card, we can just be like.
E, F, G, H, I, J.
Exactly.
I, J. All right, I, J.
So.
I, J. Maybe I should do the S's and T's. I feel like that would just eliminate half this pile.
That's true. Yeah.
No, we keep going I, J.
You're committed?
I'm committed. That was an H.
You do stick to your guns a lot.
You gotta trust the process.
That's rich coming from the Celtics fan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was one of her icks back in the day.
Hard ick.
Hard ick, Laker fan, Celtics fan.
We've even gone to games. Or that one game we went to, I wore, because he got me a JaVale McGee jersey for Christmas. Was it the second year? Second Christmas? So he got me a McGee jersey, and he has a few Celtics jerseys. So we went to a Celtics Clippers game, and I wore my McGee jersey, obviously. Represent the boys. And the amount of people that were just like, how is that working? And they would just be pointing at us like, Celtics, Lakers.
You gotta bring some spice into your relationship.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit of healthy competition. Never hurt.
Even though we're the defending champs this year.
Yeah. A little less competition over the last few years.
So I'll explain how I became a Celtics fan. We do live in close to LA to where I should be a Laker fan.
Right.
And I was a Laker fan.
Shocker.
Shocker. I've been playing basketball all my life. I started when I was 4 years old. I originally played soccer, then I played t-ball, and then I played basketball, and ball was life. Ball was my love.
First love. I know my place.
Yeah, my first love. So I used to watch the Lakers all the time with my parents, and Shaquille O'Neal was just my favorite player. I don't know why I liked him. He just was so dominant. I just love Shaquille O'Neal.
He was also fun to watch.
Yeah,
like,
so
he was a beast.
Yeah, and I just grew to love him as a player and everything, and as a basketball fan, wherever he went, that was my team, and I was just so gung ho on Shaq that whatever team he went to, I bought his jersey, and I used to have all his jerseys. The only one I didn't have was Cleveland. I think for like that those years where he was on Cleveland, I didn't really watch a lot of basketball.
Dark times.
Dark times, very dark times. Um, but he did go to the Celtics, and as a joke, with my friends and everything in high school, I used to be a Bucks fan because the Bucks used to be trash, and then they used to be really bad. And I was like, oh, that would be fun. Like, I'll root for the Bucks. And then Shaquille O'Neal was on the Celtics. I was like, oh, I love Shaquille O'Neal. Like, this is the Celtics year. I'm a Celtics fan.
Especially going against the grain.
Yeah, against the grain. I was like,
all
yeah.
his friends were Lakers fans.
Exactly. So I was like, oh. And then when Shaq retired, I just stuck with the Celtics.
Like, oh, this team was actually kind of nice.
No, they were very bad during this time. Very bad. One of the worst. I remember those teams. Remember those teams very well.
Because when did Shaq go to Celtics?
I believe I was like 2010, 11.
So that was right after.
Right after they
won this championship.
They won 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
I believe. And then Kobe won the next 2 years. Shaq was on one of those teams, I think 2011.
Okay.
But I don't know. After that, they traded the core to the Nets. If you remember that.
I don't remember that.
They traded Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen. Not Ray Allen.
Did they really all go to the Nets?
Yeah, they all went to the Nets.
Really? Rajon?
No, we had Rajon Rondo, and then we lost Ray Allen to the Heat.
That's
and then we traded Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett to the Nets.
Yes.
And that set up the new Celtics.
Which is annoyingly fun to watch.
Yeah, I love this team. And right now, both my sports teams are doing very well.
Yeah, talk about your football team.
Yeah,
you got some bragging rights there.
I'm a Lions fan.
The new America's team.
Been a Lions fan just as long as I've been a Celtics fan, since about 2011. So I went to my friend's house and we used to play old Madden. The Madden was, I think, Madden 2011, I think. And on there, we used to pick random teams. He was always a Broncos fan. I was always a Broncos fan. My dad was a Broncos fan. So those teams were off limits. So we couldn't play with the Broncos because that would be unfair, since we both love. Well, my friend's from Denver, so that makes sense. And JKL. Come on. HIJKL. Okay.
One thing I've been checking for is bulk, so.
Don't even worry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, so we used to pick random teams, and I got the Lions, and I just kept throwing to this dude named C. Johnson. I was like, this guy's awesome.
No matter where you throw it, he catches it.
Yeah, he was always catching. I was like, this guy's awesome. Just kept throwing it to C. Johnson. I was like, who's C. Johnson? Well, I fell in love with Calvin Johnson, and the Lions became my team. And I've been a Lions fan for 13 years now. And now in Jerry Goff we trust.
And now Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell.
Is the Lord and
I
Savior.
am so in love with this team.
And it's just such a hard team to not love. Like,
yeah.
They're all over my TikTok, right? Their TikToks are so funny. So it's a good team.
Yeah. You want to talk about your sports teams?
My sports teams. So I also grew up playing sports. I grew up primarily playing basketball and soccer. I was in like the Hillside Community Church basketball league for kids. So growing up, I adored the Lakers. Like, Kobe was my guy. I would die for that team.
Kobe.
And we had Kobe. I mean, hey, when you shoot the ball, you say Kobe. So yeah, just Lakers have been the number one just constant team that has just been the team that I root for. My first picture on Instagram is me as a little baby wearing a Lakers shirt.
I do have a picture of me when I was 1 year old holding a basketball.
Yeah. And the one, even like outside in the.
That's the one.
Okay,
That's the one. She actually got to meet Kobe.
I did. So my sisters also grew up playing soccer. So Soph was playing club soccer, and she actually played against Kobe's daughter's team. I don't remember if it was Gigi or not. But they were playing Mamba FC, and there was there was Kobe. He was just standing there by himself. He was very hard to miss. He was a very tall man. And I don't know if you've seen that video where they like superimposed Tom Holland, like his face, like saying, "Oh my gosh, it's Robert Downey Jr."
I don't
in
think
the
so.
video. When like he sees Iron Man like open up his suit.
Oh yeah.
That was me with Kobe. Oh my god, it's Kobe Bryant. I could not talk.
I believe that's like your idol right there.
I have met celebrities because I generally have good luck. I would say
The best luck in the world. Out of anybody I know, her and my friend Chris.
Generally have some pretty good luck.
They suck the luck out of all of us. They just have so much.
So like I've always had like pretty good luck meeting celebrities and stuff. Like almost everywhere we go, like airports. Every time we go to horror nights, I've seen somebody.
Yeah, we saw Tyga
We
this
saw
time.
Tyga this past year. I've never had an issue talking to anybody, and I'm a yapper. Pretty easy to talk to people, but I could not say anything. And he was the sweetest person. Like we did ask if he could take a picture, and he was like, you know what, like normally I would, but I just want to be a soccer parent today. Like I'm just here to watch my daughter play soccer. And we're like, you know what, yep, you do that. And so we just sat there and we just talked to him for a little bit. My mom was doing the talking.
Wait, who was the daughter? Was it?
I don't remember if it was Gigi or if it was the oldest daughter. It might have been the oldest daughter. Because Soph was playing.
Yeah.
And yeah, so.
Did you guys win that game?
We did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Living rent free in Kobe's head.
Yep. Haunts.
But speaking of that, I do have my fair share of celebrity kids. Playing travel ball growing up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I had Snoop Dogg's son on my team. We were the Inland Empire Ballers. And this is my one come to fame. So yeah, he was on our team. Snoop Dogg came to one of our games. We were like the team to beat in the Inland Empire. I still remember everybody on that team. But we used to play at the Leroy's Boy Home, which is in Laverne. And guess who grew up in that area? The Ball Brothers. So yes, I could say I used to play against the Ball Brothers, and we did have competitive games.
And you beat?
Yeah, we won a couple of those games. They were the team to beat because they were also the Ballers. Mm-hmm. We were the Inland Empire Ballers, and I don't know what they were. There was something Ballers, and it'd always be us two. But they were a different division than us, so we would only play them like if like in the finals and stuff like that. I don't quite remember all the details, but I do remember we did play them a couple times. We did win a couple times. Right. They won a couple times.
Every time Lonzo steps on that court, he just thinks of that one time.
And I'm like, I'm over here sitting. Oh, which one did I check already? So yeah, I'm over here sitting at 5'9", and his whole baller squad sitting over 6'5", all in the NBA. Right. So definitely should have stuck with it. But ball is still life. Still play. We used to have some pretty good teams. A lot of fun. Yeah. There's so many cards.
My other sports teams. So Lakers, basketball, football is the Colts. And that is because
who?
The GOAT himself. So in my house, my mom is the one that watches football. American football. My dad doesn't really care for football. So my mom was always watching and I was always watching with her. And we were watching the Colts play the Giants. And she was like, well, what team are you going to root for? It's two brothers playing against each other. I was like, well, who's the oldest brother? I'm the oldest sister. I got to go for the older brother. And Peyton Manning was the older brother. So, got to stick with Peyton Manning. And I think that was the year before they won their Super Bowl.
So you had to watch your team win a Super Bowl.
I did get to watch my team win a Super Bowl.
Must be nice.
It's pretty nice, not going to lie. Yeah, we played the Bears, I think.
I remember that because I do remember that Super Bowl because my friend Tyler Baptiste was a Colts fan, and we used to be in Boy Scouts together. And one of our Boy Scout things was we had a little party, and it was a Super Bowl. I specifically remember, I want to say the Bears opened up that Super Bowl with a kickoff return on the very first play or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I specifically remember that Super Bowl because he was a Colts fan, and I remember going there for my Boy Scout birthday party. Or not birthday party, but party.
Boy Scout party.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good game. Because I think that was the only thing the Bears did. I think
I was like, yeah.
That was like the only thing they did. Because I remember these are done.
See, look how fast she does this. It's crazy.
My uncle, they already have bet. My uncle's like, you want to bet on the game? I was like, I've never bet before. I'm scared of betting. I don't want to put bad juju out. So I very rarely bet.
Even though she has the craziest luck in the world.
And so he was like, all right, like, I bet the Bears are going to win. And so that drive happened. He texted me, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose all $3 that I bet today. And then that was it. That was all I did. So I was like, all right, nice. So that's football, baseball. Because of this guy, I'm a Padres fan.
You know, I just always gotta be against the grain.
No, I know. Everybody here's a Dodgers fan. I'm like, oh, go with the Padres.
I really like San Diego, so that's
yeah, it's fair. And San Diego's
and I don't care for baseball.
yeah.
All right, you want to take over?
I got you. What do you want? L?
Or do you want to put these into here?
I mean, I can. I'll do this. You can put those away. I'll do your method so far.
No, you can do however method you want.
I'll do your method. I feel like it is harder to talk though, doing this method, because you're looking at a lot more cards.
Yeah. So, any questions?
Comments, concerns?
Comments, concerns?
Oh. So still sticking with the sports stuff. I'm a big college fan. Like, college sports is something I grew up loving.
Someone who actually played in the UCLA band.
Yeah.
Kind of a nice flex that you should talk about.
A little flex. So in high school I did drumline. Are there no M's in here?
I took all the M's out of it.
Oh. What? Oh, I see. What is this?
What?
Okay, so you did M, so you're on N?
I did N.
Oh?
No.
Okay. So yeah, in high school I did marching band. So I was in the drum line, and I started halfway through my freshman year. I played bass drum for our winter line, and growing up I always loved drums. Like, I wanted to do the big taiko drums, like the Japanese giant drums. My mom and my dad took me to, I think it was at the fair, and they were having a taiko drum concert, and so that's where I fell in love with drums. So I played starting third grade. I was in music, just band, and then in college, the first 2 years I was like, I'm gonna focus on school. Like, I'm not gonna really do much. And then junior year I was like, I really miss playing drums, and I saw that the band was hosting tryouts. Just like, send me your video, try out for the band. I was like, all right, let me try out. Initially I sent in, because I played snare the rest of high school, and so I sent in my snare stuff, and they're like, oh, do you want to play snare? And I was like, I really want to play bass. Like, I really like the bass drum. It's literally the backbeat of the drum line, which is the backbeat of the band, so you are the beat of the band, basically. And so I made it. I was bass 3. Best decision I could have made, because being a big sports person, we got to go to every football game, every basketball game, got to play at the Rose Bowl. That's some of the softest grass I've ever felt in my life.
So like I said, she's very smart and talented.
But maybe that's why I love college sports so much, because I was in that college environment so much.
Heck yeah. You're literally on the field.
Dude, playing. It was so much fun, and then people were taking
playing
pictures
in front of a crowd of like 100,000 people. Like,
yeah, I can say
that's insane.
100,000. The USC games were for sure the funnest games to play in. Sold out crowds at the Rose Bowl, sold out crowds at the Coliseum. So fun.
Like, that's such a huge flex. like what?
I'm just building that mom lore.
No, literally.
So my kids are like, oh, what did you used to do? Like, your dad played against Lonzo and LaMelo. No,
yeah, as like a child.
Still.
It's like, when I first started dating her, I was like, I used to flex her all the time. Oh yeah, like my girlfriend graduated from UCLA. She played in the band. She's super pretty too. So like, like, no way. Like, what does she do now? Well,
That makes a climbing gym.
yeah.
Just like I say, I love working there.
No, I used to flex her all the time. Yeah, that's my girl. You know,
That's my girl.
that's my girl.
I mean, I flex like anytime we go anywhere. Like you were the easiest person to talk to. Like all my friends, like my parents, just love talking to you because you're just so interested in everything people have to say.
The shy boy had a lot of thinking in high school.
The silently observing.
The silently observing is now wise.
He has evolved.
He's
unlocked.
He's out of his cocoon.
Exactly. Miss to see.
Ben. I don't know if we're got enough space in here. We're almost done. Maybe when we finish this, we'll end the podcast. If you consider this a podcast. But yeah. Anything else you would like to discuss? Well, maybe I could discuss my black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Oh yeah. Freaking. Oh yeah. Let me flex my girlfriend. She does band. He's a whole black belt. His hands are deadly weapons.
Do not touch me.
And you.
Oh, yeah. So I was a small kid growing up, very small, one of the smallest in the class. No joke. Like, there was me and two other kids that were always the smallest in class. Just a very short boy, very skinny. Like, puberty didn't hit me till like 14, 15 years old. I was just always super small. So I was like, one of my friends, the one that I used to play Madden with, we were lifelong friends. We've been friends since kindergarten. We used to wrestle all the time. Well, one of the days, his friend had trained at this gym down the street from us, and his friend got my friend to train there, and he had trained there for 2 months. And then the next time we wrestled, he destroyed me. Like, he was like submitting me left and right with 2 months experience. And we used to like go at each other all the time. And I was like, this is not right. So he like started teaching me a few things, the things that he was learning there. I was like, I gotta find a gym now. I gotta learn how to defend myself. Like, this is so cool. Like, I just fell in love with it. So I went shopping, did a few places, and I found this gym. And this big burly man, 6'2", 230, just freaking buff as heck.
Whatever you're thinking, think bigger.
Was like, yeah, come in, like, do all this, like, we'll do a 3-week trial, and just very welcoming and everything. And I already knew going from the other places there, like, they just had something special about them. And so I signed up right after that first week, and I was like, this is the place. And I've been there since, and I help out a lot. They've grown tremendously. I'm one of the coaches there. I got my black belt after 11 years of training. Now, I wasn't the most consistent because I did go to school, so I was a full-time student. I was working there, and I would train there as well. So that was kind of like my life for the longest time. So school really played a part of me not training that much. And, I wanted to have a social life as well, so I hung out with friends a lot and everything. But just consistently, at least 2 to 4 times a week, training jiu-jitsu, and I finally got my black belt. And just the knowledge I have and everything, just
third eye open.
It's that meme that you see with all jiu-jitsu people where it's like the nerdy dude with the backpack and the glasses. That's me. I'm the deadly guy.
Yep.
So it's like
it's so fun watching you. Like watching you train, it's so cool.
And so I'm a very lanky guy. I have a 6'3" wingspan. I'm only 5'9". So I have long limbs, but I'm only 135 pounds. So I'm a very small guy, but I'm strong. I'm strong. I believe in myself.
Boy.
I was 30, so yeah. I give a lot of people tough times, and I love working at that gym. And I think jiu-jitsu really just gives you that confidence where I'm not gonna say it saved my life like everybody else, but it definitely changed my life for sure. Just making you super confident, believing in yourself. Shows that hard work and dedication. And during COVID, I did go through a tough time. I was going through like a little bit of like sadness and stuff like that. And then talking to a therapist, I was like, well, if I can get this belt in jiu-jitsu and keep working at it, why can't I just do that in life? And the therapist was like, yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good mindset. And literally since that day, my mental fortitude is like crazy.
Yeah.
Like ever since I was like, if I could do this in jiu-jitsu and I can be consistent there and I can do that and I can do this, and if I can get my black belt, which is like less than 1% of the world who has a black belt, I was like, if I can do that, I can do anything. So I was just like, there's no reason to be sad. Like you can get over anything. So I was just like, that's what jiu-jitsu's really done.
Sturdy inside and out.
Sturdy inside and out, baby. Look at her go on this. It's crazy.
I like doing this.
Well, let's see if the phone is still.
It turned off like
okay,
a long time
yeah,
ago.
we're good. It turned off a long time ago. We're just talking. All right.
I mean, which is what we would have been doing anyway.
Just wish I wasn't sick.
I'm telling you, it's the sultry voice. You can make an R&B album right now.
Definitely not gonna try to sing right now. Yeah, look at her go.
See, those are the ones you missed.
Oh, that's fine. We'll just throw them away.
Okay. You guys want some cards?
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to buy cards off me, please. We have a lot.
Please.
No, yeah, we're collectors. So yeah, wow. I don't remember what happened. I was just like, what got us to look back into Yu-Gi-Oh?
We were trying to find more shows to watch, because that was one thing when we first started dating. We would always have a show that we'd be watching together.
Yeah, we watched all 8 seasons of the regular show during COVID.
Yeah.
I think I just screen shared and we just watched it on Hulu or something like that.
Yeah, and then we watched Umbrella Academy, The Boys. Like we watched a bunch of stuff together. And
yeah, I think we were just going back and watching a lot of things.
Kids shows.
Yeah, we're watching a lot of kids shows that we watched as children, and we had a lot of similarities in that. So
yeah, so
I think we just decided we're gonna watch Yu-Gi-Oh, and
it's like the nostalgia kind of brought out, because you were like, oh, I still have my cards. I was like, I still have some cards too.
Which I sold my whole binder like a couple years before we had met, which I should have done, but hindsight 2020.
I hope the kid that you sold it to loves his cards.
I specifically remember that because I had my whole binder super thick, and his mom only spoke Spanish, but his mom was talking to my mom saying that he had a dream that he was going to wake up and buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Oh. And he was like this small little maybe a little older, maybe like 8-year-old kid. And he was like, Mom, look at it, he's selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards. He was so happy. And I was like, there's no way I can't sell. No. He had a premonition that he was going to wake up and buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I could not let that man down.
Exactly.
Sold my whole binder for $20. It is what it is. But I went on eBay when we started watching Yu-Gi-Oh! I bought pretty much a box like this big of just random Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And we just got back into it, and it has spiraled out of control, and you buy every new set. I would personally like to play a little bit more. It's just hard to keep up with the meta because there's a new set every couple of months, and you just gotta spend so much money, and I already have so many hobbies going on. So my partner here and I, we love playing against each other, and I'll build her decks, and I'll build myself decks. I got 50 decks, she got 5, but
that's what I mean. The way you see
are you done?
Cards, yeah. The way you see the cards is like you make so many decks. It's crazy.
All right, we are gonna have to
get a bigger box.
Get a bigger box. So, bigger box. Take the traps out.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, this could be the
spells.
Yeah, which makes sense. I mean, we're gonna have a lot of spells and traps.
You can put the traps in there.
Okay.
So yeah, we got back into Yu-Gi-Oh. I stopped playing in the era of they had just introduced synchros when I started playing. Stopped playing. So we had to learn all the new extra deck stuff, and it took a while, but
that was hard.
Yeah, that was very hard.
Remember the first time we tried playing?
Yeah.
And I was like, I summoned this. It's like a 6-star monster. You can't do that.
And you're like, what do you mean?
So you stopped at synchro. I stopped at the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! When you could do whatever you wanted. And Kaiba had like 3 blue eyes in 1 turn.
Yeah, so I kind of teach how to play, and we ended up downloading Master Duel, which helped out a lot. What am I on? N. It's N.
This is N. And
Oh.
there's like.
We'll put the clothing last.
You want to start from the
Can
back?
you hold this right here?
Yeah.
I want O. Where's O?
Right
here. There. Yeah, so we got back into it and played it and spent lots of money on it.
Yeah.
But it's all good faith because we love playing this game. Me more than her, but I just think she burns out a little bit thinking so much.
That's. I also don't like losing.
Oh, I don't care about losing.
So I really think things through.
It's funny. I'll build her a deck. I'm like, oh here, like use this, and then she'll like destroy me with that deck. I'm like, all right, okay.
Are the heart of the cards?
No, literally, she's like Yugi herself.
I am Yugioh also.
I'm over here, just creating whatever I think is fun. That's why we work well together.
We complement each other very well.
Hold that right there. We're almost done here. Yeah. Another very similar thing that we have together. We both have Toyotas.
We both have Toyotas. Oh. I got my little truck.
She has a 2014 Toyota Tacoma.
Yep.
I have a 1997 Toyota 4Runner, and I have a 1972 Toyota Carina. Only 1,500 made in the United States, and I guarantee you about half of those are scrapped.
Probably.
So it's a very rare car. If you know anybody that works on those type of cars,
Let your boy know.
let your boy know.
I can't wait till you get that up and running.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so cool.
You know, it was literally running that January before we met. So close.
So sad. We met in February.
And it has not been running since. So I'm sorry.
One day.
You know, it just came down to time and money. You know, a lot of things that I didn't know as a wee lad.
Young wee lad.
Something that I've learned over time of how to save money better, how to be more better financially, how to think differently, and all that stuff. I'm on T's. So now that I have a very good full-time job, that car should be up and running within a year, my guess, so I can save up money and want to do some things to it. Want to engine swap it to make it more reliable and everything. Stuff.
Supercharge it.
Stuff in these cars. Oh.
Dang, you actually did it.
Oh. These are probably just. Ooh, we're coming to the end. Oh no, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, we actually did it. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more boxes to go. Yeah, like I said, we kind of slacked a little bit on these last few openings.
Yeah.
That's why we're like, oh, let's do a podcast.
Because we've been wanting to do a podcast. Like, I mean, I even bought a mic from a yard sale that's just sitting in the bag still on my floor.
Nice. All right.
So yeah, and then these little stragglers.
Okay, face them all towards me.
The first one is C.
C.
Oh, G. G. H.
G. H. Where's my eye? Oh. Ooh. Jeez. There we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think so. My next podcast, I'm gonna have my friends on. I have a very interesting group of friends. All just completely different backgrounds. different backgrounds. We just work so well together, and we've been all friends. I've known most of them for a very long time. A couple from middle school, a couple from high school. We're still friends. 10 years later, we just had 10-year high school reunion. We're both the same age, so um, just our groups of friends are just awesome. So you'll catch us later for the second podcast for that. We did it. We organized. We did it. Also, shout out to Jab Outdoor Athletics, my clothing brand.
Jab Outdoor Athletics.
Right here, my clothing brand. We support just going outside and having fun. Our motto is journey above and beyond. Go outside and play. And just try to support that by going on my website, getting some things. I want to start trying to figure out a way to start donating clothes, one, and figuring out a way where I can maybe create some type of charity to support kids' sports. So I know I work with Geary's fighting system with jiu-jitsu. So some of the proceeds I will try to make it to where I can pay for these kids to go to this competition, and and since I'm a middle school teacher as well, like get some of those kids that don't make the sports teams to like go out there and have play ASO soccer or so. That's my goal of it. Yeah, so we will use some of the proceeds of Jab Outdoor Athletics to get kids into sports. Say like Hangar 18, like get them to climb, get them to play basketball, get them outside to play, like not on their phones and everything. So Jab Outdoor Athletics, this is our first podcast. I'm Justin Brock. This is soon to be Stef and I Brock. We will get married in March, so yeah. That's the end.